Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
The lowest note ever detected is a B flat, 57 octaves below middle C. Comes from a black hole 250 million miles away.
We now have a picture of it?
Not that same black hole.
Okay.
But yes.
I don't know. I was just asking.
That's its
A
tone
different
deaf
black
brother.
hole. Yes.
Another one that we
Jared.
can't see.
Yeah.
We can hear it, though.
Yes, we can.
All right, keep
That's scary.
And I'm Cameron. Welcome to Geeks Corner. You're probably wondering why there are things on the table. We'll get to that. What you should do is use the hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter. Hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter. Talk to us. We might talk back.
Maybe.
And while you're at it, go to my Twitter, which is at Mr. Daps, and take the poll to let us know what you think Cameron should eat first. Tonight, at the end of the show, he will be eating our Gravies Skittles challenge, thanks from Mikey Likey. As I don't know why this is a Daps quest, to be completely honest, so we'll just, it gets a pass. But we have Skittles that are covered in gravy. We have chocolate gravy that will have Skittles in it. And then we have bacon gravy, which would have been really great with biscuits, but instead it's going to be really probably terrible with, and it's thickened up a lot too in the last few minutes.
Ugh, gelatinous. That's
And it
never a
has,
word.
that one has regular Skittles, these Skittles, and the sour Skittles. So it'll be fun.
And there's starting to be a lot of smells.
There are some interesting
More than the
smells here.
normal bad smells.
Yes. So this will be fun. Let us know. Take the poll. And Maddie, you can watch the poll. Is that cool? Great. All right. Let's move right along into the show. Star Wars Celebration was this last weekend in Chicago. And we really should have opened the show with Cameron's amazing Star Wars opening if we'd have been smart instead of regular.
Tonight is just
so
things that
cool.
are rough for Cameron. It's,
No, that was one of the most fun things you've done, in my opinion. But two big things. Well, there was a lot of big things that came out of Star Wars Celebration, but we can't hit them all. I wanted to talk about The Mandalorian. Don't have enough time. Wanted to talk about video games. Not enough time.
Video games.
gonna be
The
so
big thing we need to
good.
talk about, because I think we've all spent the most time watching and rewatching it again, is the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker trailer or teaser trailer.
There was a teaser trailer that came out?
There was.
I know.
You think somebody would have mentioned that on social media? Or
we're going to
something?
start with the framing of this trailer on
16:9.
Friday.
Usually.
Yes, on Friday at Star Wars Celebration during the Episode 9 panel. And they go through this whole hour or something long panel, and then JJ offers to watch said.
On a first initials basis, he is. Do you hear this?
Well, you know.
I just like that he offers I don't know, if you want to.
Do you guys want a teaser
but
trailer?
Is it?
I was thinking. So what would you do if I showed you the trailer right now?
What is the JJ stand? Is it like John Jacob Jingleheimer Abrams?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. So they play the trailer, and as so often happens at these events, you have to play it twice, because the first time you're just in too much shock and awe to really notice anything. Mm-hmm. But the thing everybody noticed was the cackle at the end, which is where we're going to start, because right after the cackle at the end, the trailer ends, out walks Ian McDiarmid, who is Emperor Palpatine.
And always will be.
I sure hope so. And that would be a terrible person to recast.
It's true.
But, so he walks out, the crowd goes wild.
Obviously.
He just grins at them for a long time, it's felt like. And then he says, roll it again, in the voice of the Emperor.
Which is.
And they do it again, and it was amazing. It was almost better than the trailer itself. There's a setup. What did you think, first off, in just a couple of words, of this first teaser trailer for Star Wars
I defer the floor.
Episode 9?
I'm gonna die. Or, alternatively,
Kylo is.
I already died.
Cameron?
Does it have to be 3 words? Is that the goal?
No, just a
He just said.
short...
He said.
I was going to say, you put some
Because we could
constraints on
honestly
that.
do an entire show
we
off
could.
this teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I like the much like seasoning, there was the correct amount. Like, we didn't learn a whole heck of a lot from this thing, as with any really good trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we learned so much.
we did. Well, my worry is there's become a pattern both with this and Marvel films, which they fully admitted to, of intentional misdirection, filming things for the
Which I love.
trailers. I enjoy that, but I don't want it to get off the rails to the point of we have no idea what movie we're going into, because that kind of defeats the purpose of a teaser in my mind.
At this point, don't you think it's more about getting tickets sold?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, from a this is me as a greedy fan, but
Okay.
I enjoy that the things they did show, assuming they're staying in the film, are grayscale and vague enough that we don't actually know the intention behind it, but they still looked amazing. For example, Rey's run and jump. I stand by the fact that that does not necessarily look like an attack formation on a TIE fighter.
I agree.
I think that might have a unifying element to it, and we might see Rey riding a TIE fighter, which sounds dumb in my head, but also I really want to see that really bad.
Well, and there's a bigger baddie now.
Yeah. Well, the baddie, apparently.
Well, and I think that's so perfect. We'll just hit this for a moment. Is I think it's so perfect because they even in this teaser tease that he's back. Like, what does it say? The first words that show up, it's something about
Every
generation
generation
as a legend.
Yes, and that's we used in the first trailer
And that's
for
in the
episode
Phantom.
1.
Yeah, in the Phantom Menace. And I love that because immediately they keep teasing all of these good things. Where you hear Luke's voice, you see Rey, and you see pretty much everybody from the good side. You have a couple scenes with Kylo Ren, but it's predominantly a Resistance-focused teaser trailer. And then Luke, what's the line that Luke says at the end?
Nobody ever really dies.
Nobody ever really dies. And then the cackle. And it's like this whole thing was a setup for that cackle just to mess with you. And I loved it. What other elements of this trailer did you think were awesome?
Leia's theme. Like that shot me in the heart and then proceeded to kick me.
That must have hurt.
As Leia would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have told her to get up.
Yeah, it's true.
Get up.
I think also the medal.
The medal
got
wasn't
me.
good. Yeah.
It's just, there was so many things that you, especially with the Palpatine thing, but you realize this is the culmination of 9 movies. Like, this is truly
40 plus years.
the culmination of the Skywalker saga. And we're seeing so many things come together.
So, favorite moments for you, Cameron?
I have a feeling.
There's a couple, but I mean the easy answer is Lando.
Yeah.
Lando!
I literally,
Oh.
when I saw that on Friday, I was watching it live, and I see him laughing in the Millennium Falcon, and in the back of my head, I hear you doing that.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's if there was a quintessential moment to show Lando,
It was very that.
It's him back in command of the Millennium Falcon just laughing.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? One of the best parts of that is, now in hindsight, it added so much to Solo.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like as they continue, like, by bringing him back, they're really going to validate what they did in Solo. It'll be interesting to see how much that happens. But that moment really connected me with all the versions we've seen of Lando, whether it's in Rebels or the original trilogy or also Solo.
I wonder how long Childish Gambino had to sit in that makeup chair.
Probably a long time.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other details that popped out during the film, maybe, or the teaser trailer? Maybe not your favorite, but
I'm curious what Rey is holding towards the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
it could just be an innocuity, but I mean, it's probably significant.
I want to know the arts and crafts project that Kylo Ren is doing on his helmet with his
Put
lightsaber.
a sick snake on it.
Yeah, because it feels like he's like, ooh, I have a cool helmet now. Like, I want to know the arts and crafts project that he is doing to put it together.
This one is Latin for life, and this one's Latin for death. I've put them on both sides.
So I've seen a few tweets online that are wondering if the ship that's going down to the foggy dark planet with lights is the same as the ship you see fly away from Jakku when Rey is left there, and if there's a connection to the parents. And there's been lots of speculations with that. It could also be, my first thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, they've got A-Wings back. But but as I looked closer, I'm like, it could go either way. First off, what do you think? Do you think it's the transport ship or an A-Wing? And if so, I mean, I don't know, did you guys watch the panel at all?
No.
So during the panel, Daisy Ridley did say there's more of the story to be, or maybe it was J.J. Abrams, but one of them said there's more of the story to be told about Rey's parents. And so I'm kind of in the ballpark of thinking that maybe they're not just junk traders that died in
Popper's graves.
in Popper's graves, and if they did, it's not on Jakku. And maybe there's elements of truth from both.
I was going to say, in very Abrams style, they're probably all right.
I think so, too.
I mean, they're probably, whoever they are, became junk traders and died in a Popper's grave.
And I'm going to take it even further and expect there to be a certain point of view conversation at some point in this movie.
Man, Alec Guinness came out is going to be really cool.
Even if they,
Sir Alec Guinness.
But even if they brought not Ian McKellen.
Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor, yes, thank you. Even if they brought Ewan McGregor in,
I'd love that.
I would be totally cool with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then he starts singing a mashup of many different love songs throughout the years.
Or they could bring Anakin in to do that, too. I mean, I was going to say,
if Hayden Christensen
does it.
I mean, that's been the huge rumor forever, is that Hayden Christensen is in this movie.
I would love that so much.
And I think everybody forgot about it because they got so excited about The Emperor, because nobody saw that one coming, other than this guy that in 2012 actually tweeted that he thought Episode 7 was going to be called The Rise of Skywalker, The Emperor Returns, or something like that. Or The Emperor is Not Dead. Like, he totally called this just the wrong movie.
Sounds like that man should pick teams for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, or have a...
And just bet 2 years later.
All right, so...
Is this a Farmer's Almanac moment, like Back to the Future?
Yeah, very that.
All right, cool.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Steven says, I'm guessing / hoping Palpatine is a Force ghost, because if he is somehow still alive, I'm going to be upset with JJ. There is zero good justification for him surviving Episode 6, only ridiculous excuses. One of the theories out there right now is that Emperor Palpatine actually just switches bodies. Like, he inhabits bodies. And
Which lines up with Darth Pelagius the Wise.
And that's where it's coming from.
Have you heard? It's not a Tale of Jedi, I tell you.
I feel like we need to go back and rewatch all of these movies 12 times before Christmas.
Well, and then we were talking about the other day, someone has gone back and they've enhanced the Force vision from The Force Awakens. Enhance. Because there was a scene from the novelization of The Force Awakens that actually shows Kylo Ren with a cloaked figure. And everyone thought that cloaked figure was Snoke, and they never elaborated on that. But now people are starting to think it's Palpatine, because Palpatine is actually in the Force vision.
Is that in the bonus features? Or is it just in the book?
Novelization.
Just in the book?
Just the novelization.
I'm going to get that book.
Yes, but when you clear up the audio for the Force vision and all that, Palpatine is the only dark side that speaks to Rey in the Force vision. So, because it's Yoda,
so
it's
here's the risk
Ben Kenobi.
with this movie, then. The biggest critique that was leveled against Abrams in the first Star Wars movie he did is that he basically followed the storyline a little bit too closely of A New Hope. Do you think he's going to try to basically turn Rey and I hope not on another Death Star, but like, do you think we're going to see
the same Death Star.
Well, in this case, it might be. The wreckage is on that planet.
You do have to wonder. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. But you do have to wonder if we're going to see a similar storyline towards number 3.
I'm betting we do. I mean, with some twists, but I'm betting we see a very similar storyline. Because as much as people complained about it, that's what they want, man.
It's true.
It is exactly what people want.
And The Force Awakens was so good.
It really is. So having seen this teaser trailer,
are you even going to ask if we're going to enjoy it, or
2 thumbs up?
Literally,
so
we
good.
have to get on record for Bailey.
Oh, it's going to be so
It's
good.
true.
Yeah, all right.
Nothing better happened to the Millennium Falcon. Period. End of story.
It's going to crash.
Don't!
It's gonna. It has to. For finality's sake, it has to.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's not going to. It's in the parks. It's going to survive.
Does it
Don't
actually
worry.
think it has to
it has to survive. I'm being a contrarian to mess with her,
Disneyland.
but it exists in the parks. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, that would mess things up.
Well, that's a different storyline.
Other
Anyway.
thing that came out this week, there were some news on Galaxy's Edge. They also talked. Murray did the article on what's next for Star Wars. They're working on the next 10 years of movies and the new saga that's coming for that. Very quickly, one sentence. What do you think the new saga is going to be about?
More.
I'm going to say Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, dang it. I was going to say more space stuff.
I was thinking generation after, and long enough that a lot of this is
I
past
like
lore.
that better,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to do what I said.
Yeah, I could see him doing KOTOR just because there's the fandom around that, but...
There was also there was a panel on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think really the biggest news to come out of that is Coca-Cola is now canon for Star Wars. And,
well, not cannon, more cannonball.
Cannonball,
And it's
thermal
really
detonators,
Airbrush.
all that stuff.
I'm going to spend an extra $5 for less soda. It's going to be so
Do you think
good.
it's going to be $10?
I
I
bet
think it's
you
going to be $10.
Absolutely. And you're going to go like this. You're going to go, psst. Tasty soda.
You know what'd be worse is
time to sell this on
because
eBay.
they're round, they'll roll easier.
Oh, they're going to be so bad.
Which means that when you open them, they're going to spray easier too.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, it could be a problem. But on the flip side, if you get attacked by a stormtrooper, you just open a little bit and throw it at them. Totally stops them. Don't do that at home. That's a bad idea.
Or at the parks.
That's a quick way to get kicked out of
Your home?
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And
this is my home.
Mm-hmm.
I live here.
Me on the Millennium Falcon.
Other big news.
The
that
snot
came
monster
out
is my friend.
That
He doesn't
also-
like you. I don't like you either.
I'm going to lose an arm. The other news that came out this week was Disney Plus, we now know, will be launching on November 12th. It will be $6.99 for those of you that want to subscribe to that, which I think is a ridiculously good price.
And
Good-
it's $70 for the year.
yeah, which ends up being $5.39 or something.
It's really interesting. If you convert that price to euros, it actually spells out "get wrecked" Netflix.
It's true.
really interesting.
It really does.
Oh, they destroyed it. Did you see the stock
drop from
prices?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're in trouble.
That is half of the Netflix price.
Well, and you know what? The other thing they did they also lowered the ad version of Hulu to $6. But
I'm betting Netflix follows suit very soon.
they're going to have to. But the thing that Bob
great for
Iger
me.
did on Thursday during the panel or the investors meeting is he flat out gave a timeline for when it'll go profitable. And that's a problem for Netflix also.
Yep. Well, Netflix has never been a profitable model.
Yeah, so if you're an investor at Netflix, you suddenly are going to start asking more questions, I feel like. That's all of the business of streaming. Maybe it'll be the first time they ask questions. I don't know.
You're saying you can't make this? Bob Iger made this in a cave. Sorry, that came to me like a vision.
I think the even bigger thing, though, is that Disney Plus streaming service is going to be half the price of Netflix, and you know exactly what you're getting into. Netflix at any
it
time
has what everybody wants.
Yeah, but Netflix at any time can
Silly
take
symphonies.
things off.
That too.
They can add things you don't necessarily want. But Disney Plus streaming service, you know exactly. You can go, I want to watch this, and you know it's going to be there.
And some of the things that you're going to be able to see is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Awesome. WandaVision.
It's a dumb name.
That's the dumbest name I've ever heard, and I'm still going to watch it.
Literally, they announced it, and I was watching the stream of
Like,
it.
you're joking, right?
I did. I actually thought this was like, oh, this is something.
I genuinely think that WandaVision is something from the Fairly Odd Parents, where Wanda had her own TV network.
You see, I was thinking
genuinely-
in Maury-esque talk show run by her.
The crazy part is it's all one word.
WandaVision!
Because it's their ship name, I guess. I thought they
know.
had a different one.
They're going to have Marvel's What If, which is an animated
I love
series that
that.
throw them into different scenarios, which
And
is going to be awesome.
The
I
What
love
If
that.
comic books are some of my favorite to collect. I'll have to bring them on.
Yep.
It's when comic book writers run out of ideas, they just do
go,
stuff. They're some of the best comics you will ever see.
For those of you that are into Toy Story from Pixar, you're going to get to see Forky asks questions,
Which
as he discovers how the world works.
it's like Adam doesn't understand.
Very much so,
They
but Adam
definitely
is
rip that concept
Adam
off.
is way cuter.
Yeah.
You know, this happens.
What
It's
if
okay.
Forky starts asking about Hollywood? We'll know.
Imitation is the best form of flattery. Is that the word or the phrase? Lamp life.
I'm excited.
We're going to get to learn all about Bo Peep's life, which will be very interesting. Walt Disney Animation Studios, you're going to get to see the making of Frozen 2 in documentary form.
Yes.
There's also going to be a documentary on Imagineering.
Yes.
Now, that's worth the price alone. That's going to be so
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
There's also another thing that's going to be a surprising worth the price alone, and that is the Phineas and Ferb movie.
I am so excited.
That was not on my radar at all, and I'm super excited for that. They also have National Geographic. That's one of their big killers there. And I think that's a really good idea to put in there.
I'm
So,
really looking
you're
forward to
gonna
the
love-
Disney Fire Festival documentary.
You're going to
It's
love the
really good.
first thing that's coming out with that, and that's The World According to Jeff Goldblum. on National Geographic.
And it has, my favorite thing about it is that they have released no synopsis. They've released nothing. They're just like,
you don't need to, though.
They're like, hey, so we're going to do this thing called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. You'll find out.
Everybody's going to show up with popcorn and not
They
care.
absolutely will.
You know, I really like that they've announced is that you actually get 2 options to watch it. There's the hour-long normal version or the 15-minute version where they just cut out all the uhs.
Very well played. Then they're also going to have Magic the Animal Kingdom, which goes into Disney's Animal Kingdom and gives you behind-the-scenes look. And that's a documentary series also.
And they talk about...
Along with all the other stuff that already exists. And then their big, but wait, there's more moment at the end of it was the worst-kept secret in Hollywood. And that was that The Simpsons, all 30 years of it, will be on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And don't forget The Mandalorian. And don't forget the...
And
the... Was it Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk going to be?
Can we talk about that Simpsons spot for just a second?
It was beautiful.
It was so good.
That is the best thing they could have done because the biggest worry would be Disney owning The Simpsons is The Simpsons lose their soul.
Yep.
And that short in a minute said, nah.
Yeah. Respect our new overlords.
I for one, welcome our new corporate overlords. Yes.
I thought it was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was.
I also love that there's
watch.
a Great British Bake Off for Disney parks with families.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
I'm so, and the winners get to
have
have their
blown
dish
away by
featured.
by the shows that happen in the parks in the past, but
No,
we'll see how this goes.
It's going to be fascinating, though.
So, I'm sure Jenny will like it.
Children, Great British Bake Off in Walt Disney World.
See, I knew you were going to like it.
And the winner gets to have their dish featured in the parks.
Perhaps
the losers have to join the News Boys.
biggest story that may not be a story to come out of the panel or the Investors Day presentation is during the question and answer part. Bob Iger was asked about the timeline because they were noticing that a lot of these things are going profitable in 2023 or whatever. And this guy noticed that his contract is up in 2021 and asked if that was going to be changing. And Bob Iger indicated that it probably won't be changing, but we have heard him say that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so
the dude is James Brown. Like, just, he's back.
Yeah. The question is, will he really retire in 2021?
I think so.
So who brought up the good point about aging recently?
It was him.
I'm wondering if he's going to age out of the board because he'll be 71, I believe, in 2021.
He'll be 70 in 2021.
Or 70 in 2021.
And 70 is the age limit for the board.
Do you see how good you can look if you stay out of controversy, by the way?
Seriously.
Just be a nice
He's
guy.
nearly 70.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that man.
And that's a stressful job.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's 70 for the board, and I think that's when Roy Disney was aged out, but hopefully somebody on the interwebs can tell me what the actual age is. It might be 75, but...
Age of Ultron, I believe.
Yes,
actually.
Age of Ultron.
That's when you have to leave the Disney
Also,
board.
it's kind of off topic,
Kelsey
but the
Grammer.
way you were setting up that that story, you were saying yes, and then someone walked up to the investor panel for the Q&A section. They said, hey, I noticed these things are going in 2023 and your contract is up in 2021. I thought I was going to go to, so I'm the people mover.
Yeah, bring it.
Like they do that whole setup just to go, so is it coming back?
Bumping back to Disney Plus real quick, Bailey says, look forward to the future DAPS Magic article series where my friend and I review old live-action Disney films.
Excited.
Might to a future test with The Ugly Dachshund, one of my favorite old Disney movies. And
I'm so
Which has
excited.
been referenced several times on the show, and I still have no idea what's
was
happening.
gonna say-
we will watch it. I have it. It's
You
on
do?
DVD, yes.
Oh, I was going to ask if you have it on the original reel. You could crank it in the back. We can pop some corn. The popcorn, they say, is great for movies.
I saw it originally on the
fire.
original Disney Channel back in the day.
The
But
fire
it'll
for
be on
these
Disney
projections
Plus, I'm
with
sure.
puppets, he's acting it out. Oh,
I want to have movie night.
that would be very fun.
Okay, we will do that soon.
Does it involve a dog?
Multiple.
Okay.
Do you know there's a website where you can check and make sure if the dog doesn't die at the end?
Yes.
Are you going to bring that up? Because
Yes.
that's a very important thing.
That is very important. We
Yes.
are running out of time,
Okay,
so go
no,
quickly, because otherwise we're going to miss out on the fun
We
part.
can't miss out on the fun part.
Do we have results on the poll, Maddie?
You can check.
Yes.
I could, but it doesn't show up on my iPad.
Oh, it doesn't show up on his iPad.
It doesn't work in the...
It does not show up on Zaz.
So, as we get prepared for the end of the show, very quickly, what did you think of the new Lion King trailer that came out last week?
Wow.
I'm still not synchronous with the voices relation to. I mean, other than James Earl Jones, I'm just the voices we've heard so far are not meshing yet for me. But I know that's just going to be a 5-minute thing of watching.
I think by the end of the movie we'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Visually, it's stunning. It's going to be very good, and they're definitely replicating a lot of things from the original film, like shot for shot. So it's going to be Lion King. It's going to be good.
This is funny. This is really funny.
What's really funny?
It's DAP's choice. Because there's a 50-50 tie right now.
Oh, no.
I love when it's DAP's choice. That's great. No, it's my choice. No, it's
always choice.
It's always DAP's choice. Even if the poll went the other way, it could be my choice. I was going to say,
the power
That's
of veto.
the way it works at Geeks Corner. So, I think it's going to be a great movie. And
yeah,
I think it's going to be very familiar with a few differences that make your eyebrows go up. And we will see how it turns out this summer. Skittles with gravy. This came from a DAPS quest from Mikey, really like he in Florida, after he went and did a colorful adventure through Walt Disney World. And out of this, he remembered we should have pulled the clip, but he remembered a conversation.
I really have no memory
where
of
we were talking about Skittle flavors, if my memory serves, and gravy flavored Skittles is what you were actually talking about. But so we decided we would make, we were challenged to make gravy. Is our portion of the challenge, and Cameron's portion of the challenge is to eat it.
Yeah.
And the funny part is people got excited about this. Everybody I've told thought it was a great idea. And
you told me, I didn't.
You thought it was a great idea too. You said it'd be great on camera.
You should. The world in which Mr. DAPS lives, of everyone agreeing with him that it was a great idea. Just imagine a lot of nodding heads. Just, yes, sir.
Yeah.
But Bailey thought it was such a great idea that she sent us all of these different types of Skittles, which you can find in the bacon gravy right there. Katie needs to still put some Skittles in her gravy.
I was waiting.
She sent us this really cool postcard. You probably can't see it, but it's very nice. It says, Geeks Corner, it takes friends to help complete a challenge.
Hold on.
Bon appetit, Cameron.
Wait.
Yeah. it really coagulated since
I was going to say... And the colors have melted.
It's melted a little bit too. Bon appetit, Cameron, from Bailey. Isn't this beautiful?
Bone apple teeth.
Yeah, that's true.
Bone app the teeth.
All right, so very quickly in the room, do you think we should start with bacon or chocolate? Bacon this hand, chocolate this hand.
It's thick.
Oh, that's a lot.
Wait, just what?
1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Bacon on this side. Chocolate on this.
Oh,
side.
I was like,
1, 2.
You asked to get either or question with hand raising.
It's almost unanimous. Bacon, it is. Is that the good choice? I mean,
okay.
Any choice is a good choice.
Well, I'm going to enjoy the chocolate one more. So shouldn't we do the bacon one later?
No.
Okay, I'm actually deferring to the audience.
Okay.
So, Cameron, go ahead and eat your bacon.
Oh. Okay, first note, I'm going to be giving this my professional culinary review. First note I'm going to give...
You have 2 minutes.
The temperature, lukewarm.
Hey, Luke.
Not...
Lukewarm.
There is a nice filmy layer.
Why are you mixing it?
You can see there a rainbow. The color is actually quite beautiful.
I'm not looking.
Is it? So it's a bacon-based gravy, yes? Let me make sure.
It is a bacon-based gravy.
Okay, let me make sure I get at least one.
We are live from Geeks Corner, by the way, on my Instagram too. If you want a close-up video of this. All right.
Oh.
This is good. So what's in this? This is every type of Skittle that we have.
No.
With bacon gravy.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Bacon gravy, guys.
I can't even look.
How are those sour Skittles?
So here's the thing about the Skittles. They've decomposed.
Yeah. They melted a little bit.
The texture is... You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's old now and later. That's the texture.
That's nice.
The flavor, surprisingly, bacon.
I did put a lot of bacon in there.
Weirdly, it's almost giving a banana. Is there a banana flavored one in there?
Okay.
I must have gotten a banana.
Oh yeah, because there's the fruit ones. Yeah, that's
okay.
Good.
Let me try to get a different.
No.
See, I'm not sure if you can see on the actual camera.
Yeah,
they are no longer Skittles shaped. They are.
That looks like applesauce.
Nougat.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is unfortunate. Yes.
That's disgusting.
Okay.
All right, so that was the first one. If you'd like to see Cameron eat the next one, you want to go to the geekscorner.com because we're getting off of Facebook Live now. Actually, we're going to go one further. Next is chocolate.
With sour Skittles.
Yep. Watch the chocolate one. So chocolate with sour Skittles. This actually might be decent.
Okay.
It might be.
And there's Nutella in here?
Yes.
Or, excuse me, chocolate hazelnut spread.
Yes,
we're going by official chop rules.
Food Network all the way.
Also, this particular viscosity is terrible for bearded people. I'm going to put that out there. So I'm going to try to...
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't think that was the one that was going to do it.
Surprisingly worse. It was a sour Skittle with the chop. That is
Coffee.
remarkably awful.
Do you want to drink some coffee?
No, I mean, if I'm going, I wonder what. I mean, this might kill it.
Oh my god.
Oh, the texture. It's like, you know when you've cooked porridge and you left it on the stove a little too long?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Both of those are very bad. Thank you.
Okay. So here's the good one though, because right here, so from what I understand, they have this stuff that is gravy powder, and all you have to do is mix it with water, right? You just mix it with water, typically. But what you can do is you can make a paste out of it and then wrap it around Skittles and then freeze it so it stays on said Skittles. And it creates this really interesting flavor of like supercharged spicy, you know, that meaty spicy gravy flavor that you really don't ever want to have, but sometimes when you miss the pan a little bit as you're pouring it in, it gets in the side and maybe get on your hand. I don't know why you'd actually taste this, but you can smell it, and that has been plenty for me, is to smell it. And I'm just gonna smell these real quick. Wish I hadn't. It's almost like really bad ramen flavor. You know, like that really strong ramen stuff that you dump in? It's like that. So Luke made this one.
Thank you, Luke.
Luke is such a nice guy.
Oh, they're squishy, I think, is the closest.
Yeah, they
descriptor.
melted a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's a stick. There's a stick.
No.
Okay, that's nice. So,
no.
describe the smells, unless I did a decent job.
Bouillon.
Yeah, that's a good description. Bouillon. Mm-hmm. All right, go for it, man.
I can smell them from here.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay.
I can't look.
No, you should really look. This is great.
No.
That one, you're going to be stuck with that one for like 12 hours.
Straight up, you put that in your mouth. It is a cube of bouillon, basically. There's a slight bit of sweet, in the most unpleasant way. And
that's from the Skittle, right?
From the texture, my mouth is now coated in what kind of gravy? Is it a beef stock gravy?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, my mouth tastes like the inside of a cow. And not like a good kind, like the bad parts.
It's like the kind that's been dragged on the road after it got hit by a car.
Top 5 vile things I've ever tasted is contained in this bag. Would you like some?
No.
All right, well, Cameron, get us out of here.
Get me out of here.
If you'd like to not get out of here and instead watch all of the glorious anecdotal evidence as provided on the show by our extensive research, you should go to thegeekscorner.com. That is thegeekscorner.com. We do a lot of stupid stuff.
Like this.
If you want to see us not eat gravy Skittles.
Hold on.
What?
We'll give Mikey his challenge next week. Keep going.
Oh, yes. Mikey, stay
Coming for you.
tuned for next week because you do have a challenge. Go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, subscribe to our mailing list, and find our Patreon.
And make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can see more of these crazy things that are happening, along with our YouTube videos that are going up almost daily if Cameron survives. But we hope you've enjoyed this show, and tune in next week to see if Cameron comes back. But for now, we'll see you around the corner.
Bye.